Hi, this is Ethel Cody, and I'm with a guest called Gabrielle Cody. She is my sous chef. She's the one that is responsible for getting all the ingredients I need to make every dish. So to start off our new series, you and me are going to be making bechamel sauce. Now the reason we're making this is I thought it was a good recipe. Because I think it's a very good one, and you can
basic recipe.
Yes, and you can use it in many dishes like lasagna verde alla bolognese with spinach noodles, a ragu, and of course the bolognese, the bechamel sauce. So we're going to go to the stove and we're going to learn how to make it.
I will just go ahead and turn this on for you.
Alright, you want to go to Matt, because when you see that little dot start to get red, then that's how you know it's at a perfect angle.
Right.
Okay. So, now we're going to put the butter in, and how much butter is
That's
this?
about 2 tablespoons of butter.
Okay, to just pour it in.
Yep.
And you want to let that melt. You want to let all of that melt.
Okay.
And how long does
a few minutes, I guess. Yep. I can cut it up for you if you'd like.
Yes.
Might speed it up a little.
Heat's not on.
Yeah, it's on, but it's just kind of, see how it's melting now?
See how it's melting.
Yep.
Okay.
You could tell them about the other ingredients, maybe.
Alright, so we have some flour, and the flour is going to thicken this. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of salt and some milk, or you can use cream if you really want it to be more exotic. And finally, we're using something very unusual, and I'm sure a lot of people will be skeptical about it. We're using nutmeg because this is a great flavor. And you don't want the nutmeg to overpower. Now, if you think about it, nutmeg is basically eggnog, except it is a mix of milk and nutmeg. You mix it in, and then you have a few eggs, put a few eggs in there, and then you mix that in, and then you have eggnog. And then smell that. That smells exactly like eggnog. Doesn't it smell good? Yeah. So right
Goes
now,
well with the spinach too.
yes,
when
the
you make that
lasagna verde alla bolognese. So as you can see, the butter is starting to melt.
Yeah,
Let me
we
just
could probably go ahead and add that.
Just
Yeah, you can do that.
do that.
Kind of helps it melt a little.
So just keep stirring it around. And we did the carbonara last series, if you remember. So I'm going to just
Go ahead and
press the
yeah.
whisk. I want to make sure that butter gets well melted before we can add it. And that white stuff is the scum. So
milk fats, I think.
yeah, so we're going to add the flour in. And what you want to end up with is a blonde roux, because if you get a brown roux, then you're not going to have your brown sauce, because the whole point of this, the word bolognese, is a white sauce. So if you make a blonde roux, then it's going to be a brown, if you make a brown roux, it's going to be a brown sauce.
I think I could add the milk already.
Oh, okay. So we're going to add the milk.
Add it all up.
And here's a trick. So before you add anything that's going to splatter on you, I usually put the instrument in the pan. That way it cannot splatter all over you. That was Marianne's helpful, trusty little trick. So pour the milk in. All of it.
Go ahead and whisk pretty.
Whisk it.
rigorously.
Whisk vigorously. Whisk the milk vigorously.
That's good. See? Get all those lumps out.
Lumps. Yeah. Like the orange sauce we made, you don't want to see any lumps. And like the last sauce we made, remember we made that orange sauce, that's the same thing. And I know that the pan, the amount of liquid is not enough, a lot, but believe me, it's going to be a lot of sauce in the end.
You want to add the salt?
Sale.
Do 2 of those, I think.
Okay.
That would be half a teaspoon total. That's a
So-
quarter of a teaspoon.
Add it. And then one more.
Yep, I think. Yep, that's about right.
There. You want to put the right amount of salt in with your bechamel.
That anytime you want.
Alright, let me just whisk it in. Okay, so
It's
now,
getting hot here.
okay, so now we're going to add the nutmeg. And I want you to see what happens when you see the nutmeg starting to absorb all of that milk.
Probably it's quite hot enough, yeah.
I can
Smell it?
smell a little bit of that nutmeg, but
Yeah.
when this cooks down, you're going to smell it without even having to, waft it at someone. So you can really see that nutmeg, and you want to whisk until you don't see the nutmeg.
So it should start getting warm here.
Alright, let me just keep whisking. You know, when you make polenta, it's very annoying because you have to stand there whisking it and whisking it.
It does seem like it's getting a little thicker. So
It does.
yeah, just slightly. And
All
keep
right.
getting thicker too, I think, as it gets warmer. Would you like any pepper added to it, or no?
Will the pepper be alright? Because I want to taste a little of that nutmeg. in it.
Yeah. I guess if you just add a tiny bit, it would be
Alright,
okay.
a tiny bit. So this pepper
You tell me
wine was
when.
the one we get at Christmas.
What do you think?
That's about good.
Okay.
I just want a very slight flavor
There, I think
of
it's
the
thickening now.
pepper.
There, now you can see it
And,
thickening.
and you want to make sure that when you're cooking is part of balancing. Because you don't want one thing to overpower the other. You want to taste a little bit of everything.
I think it's getting thick now. Look.
Yeah, as you can see, you can kind of see a little steam going up there. Oh, look at this. As you can see, it's starting to thicken a little bit. See
It
how
is.
thick that's getting?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Starts bubbling.
It looks like yogurt
Oh, yeah.
soup.
Look,
It
it's starting to bubble too. I
Yeah. Now, we're going to do a trick at the end. So, when you know it's ready, let me get a spoon to just show them.
think. Okay.
So you know it's ready when you can take it, and if it just falls off the spoon like that,
It just stays right there.
yeah, stays right there, drips fall off, but it stays right there. That is the consistency that you want.
Okay.
So let's
Yeah.
try it once more just to show them. So if it stays on my spoon, then you know that it's
Oh, yeah,
ready.
look at that.
Yes.
Okay.
You
I
can
turned
see
the
little
heat
bubbles.
off for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
To cool down.
So is there anything else?
I think that's it. So now you can let it cool when you want to use it.
And then we'll just pull it out in a bowl.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you can keep it for a day or two probably.
All right. You can just put it in the refrigerator, and then you have bechamel sauce whenever you want to use it. Let me give you a tip. If you make like a sauce for pasta, and you want to save it, but you don't want to lose that freshness, freeze it. And I like to freeze things because that way, if you freeze it, it is going to be the same exact way you had it when it was made the first time. So all the freshness stays locked inside something. It doesn't escape. Okay, so we'll sew that up later.